I saw the new horror movie by Ryan Coogler with Michael B. Jordan, Sinners. Let's talk about it.
You keep dancing with the devil.
Sinners is a movie that starts one way and you really get invested in this story, and then it goes a complete and opposite direction. But you don't care. But before I really get into the meat and potatoes of that story, let me tell you what the movie soup is so you can really get invested in what I'm telling you. Now, the movie soup, if you don't know, is what movies and TV shows make up this movie. So the first one I'm going to tell you about is Crossroads, 1986 movie with Ralph Macchio where he's trying to learn the blues and he basically has to play the blues against the devil for his soul. Great movie. I saw it when I was young. If you ever have a chance, take a watch. Also, Midnight Mass. I've brought up Midnight Mass a bunch, but a certain scene in Midnight Mass, the chaos scene, reminds me so much of what's going on in this movie at one point. You're just like, oh my God, the great contrast, right? And then another one is actually Lovecraft Country. It's a show that was on HBO and had Jonathan Majors in it, and it was so good that I don't know why they did not keep it going, but it was, when it says Lovecraft, it was Lovecraft stories, and it was good. And it reminds me so much of this movie because of, how I'll put it, where it sounds okay. The racial backdrop of that show and the racial backdrop of this movie are something that really draws you in, and that got me into the show and then got me into this movie. And then another movie that I can tell you about that, I think of when I saw the movie was From Dusk Till Dawn. Quentin Tarantino, Selma Hayek, and it's not just an excuse to show Selma Hayek in a bikini. No, but it always helps, right? Lovecraft Country and this movie coincide so well together. And let me just say, Michael B. Jordan does an amazing job with this movie. He plays two characters, and he's a twin, and his brother, him and his brother, smoke and stack. One is kind of lit by blue, and one is lit and wears red, and that's how you can kind of differentiate. And the thing that Michael B. Jordan does so well in this is he interacts with other people as both brothers, and he does such an amazing and seamless job that you don't even notice that it's green screened or doubled or whatever. They do such a good job. And also, Haley Steinfeld is great in this. I like her, not just because she was Hawkeye, and she's been in a lot of other stuff that I like. And she's a great singer. Speaking of singing, they have this amazing newcomer. His name is actually Miles Kent, and he blows everybody away with his singing and his playing of the guitar and the way that he sings blues. Holy crap. Makes me want to go to New Orleans and see some of those B.B. King bars and listen to some great blues music. And God, he was so good. And that's the thing. This movie is all about the music that brings out the life of people, whether it's dancing or whether or not it's attracting not just people, but other entities, supernatural, whatever. But the music is what brings people together and what makes them kind of just. It's like that show Luke Cage, where when it's at the club, it's great because you're just listening to great jazz music, or it's not really bluesy, but it's great. But this movie is all about the music, and then the story that it turns into is really good, and it's smart, and the way that it doesn't beat you over the head with all of the lore of vampires or whatever. It just assumes that you know these things because we do. We've seen vampire movies a lot, right? And if you're a horror fan like I am, you've seen so many of them that everything's very well known, except for like in Midnight Mass, where it's a very different take. This was a little bit of a different take as well, and I love the way it went. Now, I'm not going to just keep going and, blow the movie out of the water. No, I'm just going to tell you that it's a really good movie, and it gets to invest in that story. And if there's one thing I told y'all is if you're going to watch a movie, it has to pull you in. It has to make you love the characters enough to care. And if you don't care about the characters, it's not a good movie. This one, I cared a lot about the characters, and you really get invested. Now, if you like what I'm saying, if you don't like what I'm saying, if you want to leave me a comment, I would totally appreciate that. And hit that little subscribe button. And until next time, I will see you at the theater. I'll see you on my couch. I'll see you by my iPad. And you know what? Don't get any closer because then my person. Just kidding. Bye, everybody.